Happy December 20th and welcome to the 20th day of Vlogmas 2025. Successful bread loaf number 2, getting ready to go in the oven. I'm actually making several this weekend for gifts. Super pumped. Okay, here's my number 1 tip. If you're like me and you live somewhere kind of cold or cold and drafty, perhaps, a suggestion I read somewhere was put your bread in like the laundry room and close the door while the dryer's running, because the warmth will help your bread rise. So I actually let this rise for about 30 minutes like you're supposed to after I put it in the pan. Like you let it rise in the bowl for an hour and a half, and it was great. It doubled. So then you take it out, you spread it into a thin rectangle, and you roll it up and put it in the pan, and then you're supposed to let it rise for about 30 minutes. And I did, and it rose, but it was rising. It wasn't like before when I didn't have good luck. However, I put it in the laundry room for another 30 minutes, and I came in and I was like, whoa, we probably better get you right in the oven because it is just growing, and you only want it about an inch above the pan. So it's going to be fantastic. That's my bread making tips for the day. Now, in 2026, I'm going to learn to make sourdough. Wish me luck, because I'm a little intimidated, but I really, really want to learn. Okay. if you think you're watching the 2024 version of Vlogmas, it's super similar. I got a wild hair today to redo my Brenda Gervais Oh Christmas Tree, the snowman. This is the one where I changed the colors. He's not stitched just like the chart, so I changed the colors completely. Well, mostly. But I ripped him completely apart, which you'll have seen in time lapse. I took another chart and stitched the snowman face on the linen, distressed it with the antiquing spray, restitched the snowman. This year I've learned, I've evolved as a crafter. I have backed both my, this time linen piece, and then my other piece of fabric with lightweight fusible interfacing, sewed him together, kind of did all the things. He's very similar. Used actual wool for his scarf. I love his stitched face. There's Frank. He and Odin are playing. And now I am dyeing the chenille pipe cleaners. I mean, literally, they've been quiet for hours. I am dyeing the chenille pipe cleaners to make my candy canes, so I can make those tomorrow. Now, why do you ask, am I doing at 9:46 at night? Why did I decide to, so this is my little, whoops, my Rit setup. I'm only using the red. Why, you might ask, did I decide to do this again? Well, because I meant to all year stitch another one of these snowmen for my daughter for Christmas. And now I realize we only have a few days, so I'm doing that. I also took this one apart. I'm going to actually stitch myself the red version. I only actually had this out for a tiny little bit this last year, like during January, and I'm going to gift this one. So I redid it, and I'm so much happier with the finish. I kind of did what I wanted a little bit more, as you'll see, and I'll show you where I'm at tonight, and then after we get the candy canes done tomorrow, I'll fully show that. Yeah, so sometimes you just rework things. You rework it, you redo it. I really love his stitched face. I'll show him more in a little bit, but just wanted to kind of pop in and let you guys know we're Rit dyeing this year. I took the plunge. I'm super excited about this, so I'll share those drying after a bit, but probably gonna go put on some pajamas and we'll talk about what else I've done today. So wrapping up day 20, even though it's the next morning, this is how this Vlogmas is going, and I'm okay with it. I was tired last night and I wanted to do a whole wrap up, so I'm going to do that before I start today's stuff and get this video out to you guys. So in the video, you saw me do lots of different time-lapsey things. I'm working on my sleigh ride sled right now. I'm actually putting on some of the antique wax and then that's really kind of antiquing, especially the red sides a little bit. It has to sit for 24 hours before I can buff that off to a shine. I also did that in my Blackbird Casting a Spell. The box that I did, I used this antiquing wax over it. I really like the antique-y look to it, and that's definitely what I wanted for my Blue Coat Santa. So let's kind of wrap up different things I did today. So I worked on the sleigh. We're wrapping things up. I know everything I said I was going to do yesterday, I went down a rabbit hole of other things that were on my radar, but it's okay. We have all the rest of today to do all that. So let me set the giveaway stuff to the side. Other things that you saw me work on. I was working on redoing my snowman. This snowman from last year. A quick note before I dive in. This piece is stitched from what I believe is an older out-of-print chart from With Thy Needle and Thread. I don't have additional copies, and I am not able to lend, copy, or sell mine. I wanted to share this reworked and finished piece because it is a part of my Vlogmas day. So I am using this chart here, which is a cute little snowman pocket. I made a couple of these for gifts last year, and then I did do a blue snow version. And that's when I pulled it out of my box, when I shared it with you guys earlier this Vlogmas, I remembered that I wasn't super pleased with a couple of things about it, and I decided to completely rework this one. And I'm going to gift this one, and I am also stitching 2 more. So one for myself, but also one for my daughter. The only one I need to get done before Christmas is the one for my daughter. Yes, I think she would like the Christmas pears. I've talked about those. I have another idea for her, but realistically, I am not going to get the pears stitched, and I know that I can get this stitched and finished before Christmas. I've already made 1, 2, 3, 4. I've made 5 of them already, so I know that I can, make another. Now, it just popped into my head. I've thought this before, but I thought, you know what? I bet I could take the snowman face from this chart called Woodland Frosty, which I also stitched and finished last year. It's another out of print, I believe. And I could stitch that on linen. And what got me thinking this is because I finished Frady Felix in the fall for Halloween, and that you stitched his face on linen, and then you stitched the pocket and you assembled him pretty much like a Christmas tree, like the snowman, like this one. And I got to thinking, I bet I could do linen for the snowman face using that Woodland Frosty chart, and put the pocket on there so that his face is stitched instead of the buttons and the button nose that I did last year, which there's nothing wrong with, but I wanted to try this. And what do you know? It worked. So I kind of shared behind the scenes of me. I'm still working on him, so he's not all the way done, but I shared behind the scenes of me assembling him. So here's the stitched face instead of the button face. And then of course I had to completely rip it apart and do new fabric. So this pocket was already stitched. I just ripped him apart. But what I did different as well was I put interfacing on my back fabric and my linen fabric, the body of the snowman, which I didn't do last year. And then I did use some wool for his scarf, and I, made the ends kind of tassel-y and whatnot. I just replaced the same sticks that were in his arms before. I did reuse those, and I did a new pocket on the back with some little, I did a little charm here with vintagey buttons and a little Made with Love charm on here. So I did do that. I just reworked that. I didn't want to use the one that was on the back. And then what's funny, this is the snowflake I did last year. I had one left because I intended to make another one last year, and I just never got around to it, and I never did it throughout the year. So I tucked that in. I've got my greenery to tuck in here. I cut this apart and I just put a couple little sprigs in. And then I also showed, I dyed my cotton chenille pipe cleaners, and I'm going to make candy canes to put in the pocket in today's video. Plus I pulled out some rusty jingle bells as well that I think I'm going to tie into maybe the candy canes, I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable adding in some of my own touches to the finish. But I absolutely love the stitched snowman face. I'm really glad that worked out, and it's so fast to stitch. In tomorrow's video, I stitched 2 more of the body, the snowman face for the body pieces. I did start the pocket for the one for my daughter, and that's how fast those are. I will show you using the antiquing spray on those pieces again, because there was a whole thing to it. But what I have left to get this one ready to get all, you know, wrapped and ready for gift giving is to finish my little candy canes and add my greenery into the pocket. So I got a lot done on this yesterday. I was really, really thrilled with how much I got done on him. And yes, this was already stitched. I just had to rip it apart. And of course I had to be careful ripping that apart and all of that. And then my snowflake was done, but I love it. So today I need to go collect some more sticks from my yard and get those dried out so that I can put together a couple more of these. I kind of went back and forth on what I wanted to do, and this is where I landed, but super cute. And honestly, this would be very cute if you want to, you know, have something similar or just any kind of snowman to display. So that is one of the big projects I worked on. And I think that's really it for that. I do have a tiny bit of Enable Vision to share with you, and I'm thrilled this came because I think for that Calico Confection Rudolph chart that I shared the other day, I was looking for a red Belle Soie. So my Belle Soie Club colors came, and I knew they would be Christmas, and I love this tulip color. I think that's the red I'm going to use for that. That was the red I was looking for, but this green is Collard Greens, which of course is the green I'm using for Dasher Dancer because I love that one. So that's kind of fun. So that was my Belle Soie Club that came. And then when I was buying all of my storage trays for my embellishments and things, I had ordered these, a couple of other things, and they came late today. But I'm showing you obviously the next day. It's confusing. It's okay. But I have wanted to organize like all of my chenille rickrack palm trims in some sort of an organized way. The way they are now is not, it is really not working. And I do keep them in my Alex IKEA drawers, but I wanted a uniform way to store any of my loose trims. So I did buy these little like ribbon spool cards off of Amazon. I will link these to you guys. But what I liked was these have that little notch so that hopefully they won't come all unraveled in my drawer. And I'm also thinking you can write or do a little label so you can say like what color it is. So you always know in case somebody asks you in the future. I always think about those things since I get asked a lot about that. Anyhow, I bought these and I'm going to, after Christmas, I'm going to work on reorganizing that drawer and I'll show you guys that. I'll probably show you guys a couple of those at least here during Vlogmas so you get a good idea of how I'm doing that. But then I'm going to completely work on cleaning up my office area after the Christmas season. Now this was completely random. This popped up in my, when I was searching for the ribbon spools, these popped up and they're velvet ribbon kits, and on a whim, I purchased them. I'm so glad I did. They come in tons of colors. I'm going to link them to you guys. So here is one set. It's so pretty. Now, a lot of times the velvet ribbon is really thick, which is not conducive to making beautiful bows. It's just not, at least not for me. You guys, do you see how pliable this is? And it is gorgeous. It's going to work with our 141 design bow tool. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm going to link to these because I thought these were amazing for finishing. So here's one set. This one is called the Dusty Green and Blue set, which absolutely. They had a Christmas set. I don't think I bought the Christmas set. I'll show you all the ones I got. This one is like a really pretty neutral. This one is called Nude and Ivory, I believe. I kind of bought the ones, I probably should go back and get the Christmas one. Now that I know I love these, I might grab a couple more, but I'm really thinking ahead to probably other things. This I got for like fall finishing. I love these. Like I'm thinking on pumpkins and whatnot and all of our fall finishing. This one's called Fall Velvet. Yeah, I am going to go back and get the Christmas one. Just now telling you guys. Because I think I will be sad that I don't have it because it had a beautiful red in it. And then this was one I picked up like for Valentine's finishing. Look at these pinks. Soft, soft pinks and an ivory. And this one is called the Velvet Pink White Set. So I am for sure going to go back and maybe I'm going to grab the Christmas one so that I have it and grab a couple more. But I love the weight and the feel of these. It was a complete fluke. Was not looking for these. Isn't that how it always goes? But I thought I could see these being great for finishing if they're good. Because I thought I can send it back if I don't like it. You guys, amazing. They're going to make amazing bows. Maybe I will leave these out and in my next vlog, I will use the bow tool with them and show a little bow. I think I should do that. Maybe I'll even, I wish I had bought that Christmas one because at this point I doubt I get the Christmas before Christmas. Dang it. But like one of the ivories would make a good bow. Maybe for one of, maybe something I'm working on. I needed the red, but I can recommend this. So I'm going to add these to my Amazon shop in my cross stitch finishing section. So if you ever want to check that out, you totally can. I'll link to these individual sets too down below, and have fun. Like if you're looking for some, I like the texture of velvet. Like I said, usually the velvet is just so thick, it doesn't make amazing bows. At least not the kind of tie bows. This is a good weight. This is a weight that you can tie a bow with. So I'm very excited about these. Okay. I did not stitch on anything else yesterday. I baked bread. I decided to put my sled together and stain and paint and wax and make chenille, dye chenille candy canes. I also time-lapsed. I did get my photos printed for December Daily, and then I'll finish putting that together in my next vlog. So I did stuff. I also sat on the couch. I literally, I had a couple of moments yesterday. I was really tired. I don't know what the deal was. So it is what it is. Let's do giveaways. All right, so giveaways today. The winner from day 13, no, I'm so sorry, from day 12, which was the wonderful gingerbread village. You guys, I had more comments about this. This was a great set because it comes with everything, remember? So it's this chart here from Quaint Rose Needle Art, fabric, floss, super, super cute. The winner of this is Saturday Morning Stitches. So Saturday Morning Stitches, if this is your comment here on the screen, please email me at this email address with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get that out in the mail to you. Congratulations. And guys, check out Quaint Rose Needle Art if that is something that you're interested in stitching. Super, super cute. Okay, so I have a quick little bundle. I'm still doing like my designer bundles. Words are so hard. My designer bundles. Today is Blackbird, and I have two charts to share with you, both of them donated by viewers. So first is Peacock Pin Keep. And let me tell you what, I always like to tell what year these things are from because I do think that that's kind of interesting. Let me see if I can find it. This is 2009. This is an oldie but a goodie. So this, and then Casting a Spell, which I did finish this year, and this is 2011. So these are both not brand new at all. If you would like this Blackbird bundle, please use Blackbird somewhere in your comment, and you have until the date left here on the screen to leave your comment. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, please be over 18 and US only, please. Good luck to everyone. Okay, I am going to wrap this up and get my video edited. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll be back later with the next Vlogmas video. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly love sharing creativity with this amazing community of crafters. A special thank you goes out to my wonderful Patreon members. I appreciate you all so much. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, you'll find the link in the video description below. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do and enjoy exclusive content, behind the scenes updates, and extra perks. There's something for everyone, and we'd love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Oh, that's not his picture. Girl, what are you doing with your life? Anyhow, you know this about yourself. Blackbird, is this how today's gonna go? And I will be back later with the next Vlogmas